Hello there, my name's Karl and from Surgeon's Deli in Spalding, and today we're going to make a lovely little dish that I've made up, which is leftover macaroni cheese fritters with a red onion relish. Now if you'd like to download the recipes from the website, we can get cooking. And the ingredients are egg, flour, breadcrumbs, macaroni cheese leftover obviously, one large red onion, some sherry vinegar or any other vinegar you like, which you've got in the cupboard, a knob of butter, around about an ounce, some oil for cooking, some salt and pepper, and some demerara sugar, light brown, muscovado, just a nice dark sugar, about 2 to 3 ounces. The prep time is around about 20 minutes and the cook time is about 20 minutes. Okay, let's get cooking. First we need some leftover macaroni cheese. Now as you can see here, I've got some that I've prepared earlier, as you would do because it's left over. And what we're going to do is you can get a cutter, you can cut them out round, and get a knife, cut them out square, cut them in triangles. Doesn't really matter what you cut them in. But first thing we do is to prepare our flour, egg and breadcrumb. So we've got our plain flour, we've got some lovely breadcrumbs I'm going to put on here. Now these are leftover breadcrumbs, you've got some old crusts at home, dry them out in the oven, put them in your food blender and blitz them up. Don't go and buy breadcrumbs especially, there's always a bit of bread left over, let it dry out and use it. So sprinkle it on there, just enough to cover the bottom of your tray, so when it comes to flour, egg and breadcrumb, it's nice and easy. Okay, 1 egg, pop that in a little bowl. In there. Give that a little whisk just to beat that up. Leave that on the side. Okay, leave that to there for a second. So, as the saying goes, it's flour, egg and breadcrumb. So let's have, in a line, flour, egg and breadcrumb. Bring our macaroni cheese back into play. Get a knife, and we're going to cut some fritters, about, say, so big. I'm going to do mine square today, but if you want to make them look really fancy, just get a little round cutter and cut it out. This way there's no waste though, because it's a square piece. Okay, get them out there. I've used a bit of cling film for ease, because when you've got some leftover macaroni cheese, if you're not going to be eating, when it's still warm, line a little tray with some cling film, and get the warm macaroni cheese and put it in and make it flat. Okay, so we've got a nice piece of macaroni cheese. Lay that into your flour. We've got another piece here. And lay that into your flour. And I'll move that out of the way for now. Just quickly wash my hands. Okay. Now, got a little plate here. I'm using a plate, you can use a tray or anything. So literally get the macaroni, cover it in the flour, make sure the flour's all over it, nice and even, especially the sides, and pat off the excess. Okay? Into your egg, roll it around in your egg, make sure it's covered in egg everywhere. Okay, and into your breadcrumbs. Same with your second piece, make sure it's all lovely and floured all over. And these really are a tasty morsel. Okay, into your egg. Make sure the egg's all over your macaroni. If you don't have egg all over it, the breadcrumb won't stick to every part. And with it being a macaroni, obviously it's got knobbly ends and knobbly bits, so you're not always going to get breadcrumbs on every bit, but if you get onto most of it, that's the main thing. And into your breadcrumbs. At this stage, I like to remove these out of the way and just clean off the excess muck from your hands. It makes it easier for when you're breadcrumbing. Just get the breadcrumbs and bring them around the sides, just to make it easier for yourself, and flip it over. Same one on there, bring it to the sides, flip it over. Get your excess breadcrumbs and just sprinkle them on top, just to make sure it gets in every nook and cranny. Pick them up, move them around, so that every single bit, as best you can, has got there. Okay? Set that aside to one plate, finish off your second piece, or however many pieces you're doing. Okay. Set that to one side as well. Move our breadcrumbs out of the way. And clean your hands. Okay. Right. Clean our top down. We'll move these out of the way and set them aside for a moment until we're ready to fry those. Okay. Now the red onion relish. Quick, simple and really tasty. And it's got a sweet twang to it, so the kids will love it. So instead of covering your macaroni cheese in ketchup or something like that, some kids do, try this relish instead. It's a bit healthier for them. Mainly because you've made it yourself. So we've got our onion. We've took the core out again, just to make it freeze the slicing. Get a knife and just slice away. Remember, the thinner the onion, the quicker it'll cook, and also the less chunky it'll be in your relish. So take your time, make it nice and thinly sliced. Okay. Just chop around, make sure they're nice and there. Okay. Now we need a nice knob of butter in our frying pan. This is to make the relish. Again, it's a quick and easy relish. Get a knife. You want around about an ounce of butter. Pop that into your pan. And let that melt away. Put your butter to one side. Okay, just break your onions up on your board first rather than trying to break them up in your pan. So they're all loosened and then you've got single little bits of onion. It's easy to try and do it in the pan. And whilst you're doing this, the butter will melt in the pan. Okay, onions into the pan. Okay, and they're going to go on the stove to sizzle now. I'm going to cook those without any colour for around about 5 to 6 minutes, just to get them softened and soft and juicy, so that we can actually then add our vinegar, our brown sugar, and some seasoning. Now, while we're doing that, we get some nice rapeseed oil into our larger frying pan we've got here to fry our fritters off. So as you can see now, the onions are sizzling away in the pan, which is just what we want. Put our wooden spoon just to move them about a bit. Remember, you're frying in pure butter here, so you've got to keep them moving a bit, because otherwise the butter may burn before we're ready to do what we want. So keep an eye on them. You get that lovely aroma coming out soon of the fried onions, which everybody loves. You get all the family salivating before you've even got it on the plate. Okay, right, now our onions have been cooking for a few more minutes now, and as you can see, they're quite nice and soft. Okay, and our oil in our frying pan for our fritters is lovely and smoky and hot. So it's now time to get our fritters in the pan and get them frying. Just pick them up. Remember, the fat's very hot, so we'll be careful. Don't want to burn your fingers. Okay, now while they're frying, we're going to add the other ingredients to our onion relish. So stir them out a bit more, just to make sure they're nice and soft. Okay, they're soft enough now. And we've got some lovely brown sugar here. Demerara is good, like Muscovado. I wasn't anything too rich and strong, so the Demerara is probably the best. And we're going to put in there probably about 2 tablespoons. Stir that around just to get the sugar to start melting in the pan and start a little bit of caramelisation going on. Now remember, this relish can be made in advance and put on the side and kept warm, and you can cook your fritters separately and happily on your own. I'm doing both at the same time, you don't have to. Now I've got some sherry vinegar here, but you can use any vinegar: malt vinegar, balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, whatever vinegar you've already got in the cupboard. Don't go out your way to get special vinegar, just use that. And then here we're going to put in about 6 tablespoons. Okay. Stir that around. You get that really strong aroma. And let that bubble away now, so it reduces right down to get a thick, gooey chutney style. And our fritters, turn them over. You see they're lovely and golden brown now. I'll do the same on the other side, let them fry. And while that's frying, our relish is going to reduce down and become really rich and unctuous. And now's the time to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Even though it's a sweet dish, the relish, a little bit of salt and pepper will heighten the flavour and bring more out for you. Okay, now our fritters have been in the pan for a few minutes. They're lovely and golden brown, they're crispy. The relish is now reduced and it's nice and thick, unctuous. It's got the sweetness of the sugar and the red onions, it's got the twanginess of the vinegar and the richness of the butter. So we're ready to serve up. So, depending on how hearty a meal you want, you can have 1 or 2 fritters. It's nice as a starter, or a nice hearty main course. Have that with a nice bit of crispy salad or something. Get our relish. Just get hold of some lovely rich onion relish. Pop that on the side. As much or as little as you like. But it really does go fabulous with the macaroni cheese. You've got the richness of the cheese, the sweetness of the onion. It's delicious. So for more recipes, if you'd like to go to our website, you can download them and cook along with me. And happy cooking.